At this time, I'm glad you all have stayed with us because this is one of the more exciting times as well. We get a chance to honor our American Graduate Champions, and these are people who've been working not just throughout the year, but even across the course of their lives to impact students and their achievement and to make sure they're successful in school, work, and life. So I'm going to ask, if they're already here, Sharon Person, our Director of Education Outreach and Grants, to join me on the stage, along with Shante Griffith, Education Specialist, as well as our Executive Director, Ronnie Agnew. And through our American Graduate Initiative, we've had the distinct honor to be able to recognize the work that people across the state have been able to do. And so I'm going to have you over here to take pictures. And of the 10 that you see on the screen, I believe 7 of them are actually here. So one of the first ones I wanted to recognize, because she sent us a note and she's out of the country right now and she's working, but she did want us to recognize her. And this is Anjanou Ellis. Anjanou sends this note. She says, "Dear friends, what an honor to be acknowledged by MPB for such a cause. The professional life that I enjoy now has happened because of my experiences and the mentors I had in schools in Mississippi. I firmly believe that it is imperative to build school environments that make education a force of greatness in students' lives. I commend and will continue to support efforts like yours that seek to ensure that. Again, thanks so much. Anjanou Ellis, a graduate of South Pike High School, Magnolia, Mississippi." And for those who don't know Anjanou, she is an actress and she's really been vocal around a lot of the issues that students have in the state of Mississippi. So can we give a great round of applause to her in her absence? The next person that we will honor is actually here, and if I read the whole bio, I would not have enough time to do so, so I pulled out some excerpts from the things that were submitted about him. Donnell Bell recently completed an American Graduate Road Tour, going to Mississippi high schools with 2014 Miss Mississippi Jasmine Marie to speak on staying in school through graduation. The tour began at Lanier High School in Jackson and continued to Water Valley High School and on to Gentry High School in Indianola. Students were captivated by Bell's story of having grown up in the projects in Aberdeen, Mississippi, and overcoming the obstacles of poverty and vision problems. Bell did succeed. He finished high school going on to Jackson State University and completing his degrees in social work, guidance counseling, and public policy and administration. He is currently pursuing a doctorate in educational leadership. In his own words, Bell says, "I would like to challenge the youth to go hard, get on course, and stay the course. There will be hurricanes of peer pressure, tornadoes of disappointments. There will be earthquakes of misunderstanding that are going to shake them up. Hang in there, stay the course. As I would tell my youngest daughter when she would leave the house, trust God and go hard." Let us give a great round of applause as Donnell Bell comes to receive his award. So all of our champions of the month are being presented with an award that reads this: American Graduate Champion for vital community service, commitment to education, and support of students and their families from Mississippi Public Broadcasting Champion of the Month 2015. Our next champion, Dr. Glenn Kitchens, principal of Water Valley High School, Water Valley, Mississippi, for the past 12 years is transitioning to the role of principal of Lafayette High School, Oxford, Mississippi. He firmly believes in the importance of graduation for all students. His positive attitude, support, and determination make him an American Graduate Champion. Graduation from high school is really almost always the difference in you making your own decisions rather than someone else making them for you. There just aren't options for you without a diploma. You may not take any of those options, but the difference is that you have those options versus not having any options. Dropping out is like giving away your freedom. You either get to have a place in making your own choices, or you are handing them off to other people. You have to rely on others when you should have the opportunity to speak for yourself. One of the things that a high school diploma does is tell an employer that you are willing to put in the time and effort to see something through to completion. Even the student who has not decided on what to do long-term needs to graduate. It's important to sit with them and tell them that they are capable, they can graduate. It may mean putting more emphasis on some classes and others to bring all grades up to passing, but it can be done. There are many, many routes, but it all starts with a high school diploma. While the transcripts are different, everybody's diploma is the same. They all meet the requirements for that diploma. We are then able to say you are prepared for the next step, whatever that next step is. But it is hard to have a next step without that high school diploma. Join me in congratulating Dr. Glenn Kitchens as he comes to receive his award for Champion of the Month. Our next champion, Amber Mae, Programs Director at Operation Shoestring in Jackson, Mississippi, and the 2014-15 After School Alliance Ambassador for Mississippi. As Program Director, Amber Mae makes sure that all programs are up and running well for elementary, middle, and high school grades. The focus of the programs is to have them in line with the latest research on after-school programs. Operation Shoestring is looking for high-quality programs that make substantive gains in the lives of the children and families that are served. Mae was officially selected by the Nationwide After School Alliance as one of just 13 after-school ambassadors from across the country. She says this: "Not all factors can be addressed by teaching. Students need more support than what happens in the classroom." Operation Shoestring specialized in wraparound services that include parent support, counseling, financial sustainability, and health care. Speaking of the organization's mission, she said, "Our outreach is ensuring that we all rise together. Our programs provide not just academics. We have many strategic partners, volunteers, and mentors. Millsaps College works with the kids writing books. The Junior League of Jackson helps provide wholesome and healthy programs. St. Dominic's does screenings every year." Mae says that Operation Shoestring works to help students have a voice. It's amazing how honest and open they can be. It's a real joy knowing that you have made an impact. We are outcome-driven. We seek the outcomes academically, but we also see to it that parents are armed with the resources they need, said Mae. We achieve long-lasting impact on the community by working with other organizations to coordinate resources. Join me in congratulating Amber Mae, Champion of the Month for Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Our next champion of the month Dr. Eric Clark. Few people in Mississippi have been as committed to education as Dr. Eric Clark. Dr. Clark began serving as Executive Director of the Mississippi Community College Board in January of 2008. Prior to that, he had served for 12 years as a Mississippi Secretary of State and 16 years as a member of the Mississippi Legislature. As head of the MCCB, he was responsible for overseeing Mississippi's 15 community and junior colleges. Mississippi has the oldest community college system in the nation. Each year, approximately 250,000 students receive education or training at a Mississippi public community or junior college. In fiscal year 2015, Clark managed an agency budget of approximately $7.2 million and oversaw the distribution of approximately $252 million in state appropriations to the public community and junior colleges. Clark managed a staff of 39 employees that dealt with finance, administration, academic and student affairs, workforce training, career and technical education, e-learning, and research for the community college system. He led efforts to establish agreements between the public community colleges and public universities, ensuring a seamless transfer for community college students who transfer to a university. In addition, he helped bring technology upgrades to the Mississippi community college system, including electronic audit reporting systems, which improved the enrollment verification process at each college, a redundancy project that ensures internet connectivity at all times to each community college, and transition to Canvas, the e-learning platform. Dr. Clark has served on numerous boards in the state, in addition to being executive director of the Mississippi Community College Board until this past year. He has served on the boards of Jobs for Mississippi Graduates, the State Workforce Investment Board, Innovate Mississippi, and Mississippi Public Broadcasting. He continues to serve on the boards of the Mississippi chapter of Nature Conservancy and the Humanities Council. Join me in congratulating Dr. Eric Clark as an American Graduate Champion of the Month. As he's coming, I'll give you all a few of his quotes. He says, during my 40-year career in education and state government, I witnessed firsthand the importance of students graduating from both high school and then either from a community college or a university.
All right, young man. Appreciate you.
Economic developers consistently rank a trained workforce as the #1 factor businesses look for when choosing a site location. Ensuring that our students graduate from high school and then transition to a community college or university will enable these people to be successful and provide a good quality of life for their families. And that's just a few of the quotes that he provided. Congratulations to you again, Dr. Clark. Our next champion, who was actually the American Graduate Champion for October, is Josh Davis. An Oxford native, Davis attended the University of Mississippi to receive his bachelor's degree. Also, he graduated from the University of Memphis with a master's degree in public administration. Since 2010, Davis has worked with the Delta Health Alliance as Vice President of External Affairs, providing fundraising and management of federally funded programs. He has shared best practices and information about lessons learned through field practices in health and education. Specifically, he is now working with Indianola Promise Community in Indianola, Mississippi. The Delta Health Alliance's program with IPC is exciting because it uses a model from Harlem, New York, to address the poverty cycle that impacts education so heavily. The model's concept works by pulling together all the different entities and parents that play a positive role in a child's life from birth through college completion. The system requires a lot of participation from the entire community. Instead of simply pursuing individual goals, they must share the vision of creating the pipeline and developing the cross-community approach to work on poverty and education. It is a new way of operating for most involved, and new policies and practices abound. The program provides support by working with the parent all the way from the child's birth into this world through the formative years of their lives, 0 to 5, helping them get prepared for a rigorous kindergarten curriculum onto a K-12 system. The results so far have been stunning. Davis said what we saw in the fall of 2014 was compared to the baseline for 2013. The increase over the baseline was 19%. There was a relative 19% increase in kindergarten readiness, and we went from 25% readiness in 2013 to readiness of 44% in 2014. That's a large bump up. Josh Davis's work with Delta Health Alliance and IPC is a personal commitment based upon his own experiences. He says, I think what motivates me is that my family looked a lot like the families that I now serve, with the solutions for them to find some equitable footing, explained Davis. My philosophy is that education is the biggest equalizer for so many factors of the quality of life. Education is the equalizer. Join me in congratulating Josh Davis as American Graduate Champion of the Month for October. While he's coming, I'll read this last statement from him. It says, Davis's mother was an example to him. She worked to support her family while attending college classes to get her degree. He says, I watched my mom for 8 years. I was lucky enough to have a support system, both black and white, in my community that held my family together. My mother wanted to help herself support her children. That is possible if a family and children can receive the support they need when they have a goal in mind, said Davis, speaking of his family. Congratulations to you, Josh Davis. Our next champion heavily worked with Mississippi Public Broadcasting over the last year and is none other than Miss Mississippi 2014, Jasmine Marie. Jasmine has always had big dreams for her future. She realized that in order to fulfill these dreams, it requires hard work and dedication. Jasmine Marie, Miss Mississippi 2014, helped Mississippi Public Broadcasting with this American Graduate Initiative. Jasmine worked with MPB and American Graduate to make a difference and motivate high school students to obtain their diploma. As spokesperson for American Graduate, Jasmine Marie toured 3 Mississippi high schools. She spoke and sang with words of encouragement about staying in school and having goals. She also addressed the Stop the Drop 2014 Summit, speaking to students and educators about her experiences setting goals and accomplishing dreams. MPB produced several interstitials with Murray, including Dreams that shared Murray's story about starting let me read this one more time. MPB produced several interstitials with Murray, including one called Dreams that shared Murray's story about starting as a child with dreams and making them become reality. Murray is a singer and beauty pageant title holder from Starkville, Mississippi. She is the youngest of 5 children. She was born in Columbus, Mississippi and attended Columbus High School. Her family later moved to Starkville. She competed in the Miss America's Outstanding Teen Scholarship Pageant and was a student at Mississippi School for the Arts. She is also known for being a finalist on the 8th season of American Idol. Murray's platform as Miss Mississippi was 13 going on 30, which was focused on reaching young girls with messages about how to stand up for themselves and how to deal with peer pressure. Having been bullied in school, Murray understands the difficulty of standing up for herself. Through her organization 13goingon30.org, she is reaching hundreds of young girls about setting big goals for themselves. She has motivational camps and public speaking tours that allow her to mentor others. Please join me in congratulating Jasmine Marie, Miss Mississippi 2014, as an American Graduate Champion of the Month. In her own words, she says, "I was bullied in school to the point of being beat up on the playground. I didn't quite know how to stand up for myself. I want others to understand and be educated so that they are not victims of bullying and so they won't make unwise decisions because of it. Ever since I can remember, I wanted to sing. I would have dreams where I could see myself being on stage in front of thousands of people. I knew then that what I was supposed to be. My gift is more than just for me to just imagine, but to become. I immerse myself in my dreams. I realized that education is the center of my success. I invested in my education. So today I'm grateful that I didn't give up, for those who are behind me and believed in me sometimes more than I believed in myself, and for pushing myself to be better each day. I am Jasmine Marie. I am in pursuit of my passion." Congratulations, Jasmine. Our next champion, Hannah Olivier, is from Lafayette, Louisiana. Attending Millsaps College, Olivier graduated in May of 2010 with a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry and a minor in classical studies. She continued her studies to earn a Master of Arts in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Mississippi in May of 2012. She is in her 6th year of teaching at North Panola High School in Sardis, Mississippi. She currently teaches physics and Latin II, as well as serving as Dean of Students at North Panola High School in Sardis. She has worked tirelessly at the school to help turn a once-failed school into a high-performing school. She has volunteered countless hours to hosting free ACT workshops on Saturdays. In addition, she has volunteered to teach Latin and had 7 students placed on the national level. She has gone and continues to go above and beyond to help all students succeed. Olivier came through the Mississippi Teacher Corps program, and the Mississippi Teacher Corps selects exceptional college graduates to teach in high-poverty public schools in Mississippi. They are providing training, support, certification, and a full scholarship for a Master of Arts degree curriculum and instruction from the University of Mississippi. Olivier has fulfilled her required 2-year commitment and is currently in her 6th year at North Panola High. She says this, "I believe that a quality education is the foundation for success in any person's life. Just as many of my teachers challenged me, I now understand my responsibility to inspire the students in my classroom. I believe that any student can graduate from high school if he or she perseveres through difficult assignments and classes. My job is to provide the highest caliber instruction and encouragement so as to instill intrinsic motivation that will last a lifetime." Join me in congratulating Hannah Olivier, American Graduate Champion of the Month. I didn't realize she had to walk so far from back there. Congratulations to you, Hannah. Our last two champions were not able to be with us on today. One of those is Coach Dan Mullen from Mississippi State. He became Mississippi State University's head coach in 2009, and he had worked previously as an offensive assistant under Urban Meyer at Florida, Utah, and Bowling Green. His specialty is offense, specifically developing quarterbacks. He was a 2014 National Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year, and he was beginning his 7th season in Starkville after guiding the Bulldogs into unprecedented territory, including the fastest ascent from unranked to #1 in college football history. So Sharon went to Mississippi State, so you all know, so she's saying go Bulldogs up here. When we talked to them, they were unable to make it because they're preparing for their bowl game, so they actually have practice on today. But in his own words, he says, being successful is not really just one part of your life. As I talk with the guys about being champions and being a success, I tell them it is not just a sometimes thing, it is a way of life. You can't turn it on and off. It takes the same commitment in the classrooms or on the third down. If you're going to be a true champion, you're going to have to apply yourself. It's how they apply themselves for community service. It's how you apply yourself in the classroom. True champions apply themselves throughout life. It's about how you apply yourself as a person, as a husband, father, businessman, or career path, that they know with true hard work, sacrifice, and commitment, they can become a success. So can we give a round of applause to Coach Dan Mullen in his absence? And for the first time this year, we actually had external voting by the community for the Champion of the Year. So we put all of these Champions of the Month into the same pot, if you will. And it was a blind voting process because the public could only see the description of their work and they did not see the picture attached to it. So I'm glad to announce that the 2015 Champion of the Year is none other, drum roll please, with the most votes publicly, Dakota Dak Prescott from Mississippi State University. And I will tell you, it wasn't just a popularity contest because people had to actually read the description in order to vote. So let's hear what Dak had to say about being an American Graduate Champion.
I love everything that I've done at Mississippi State, that Mississippi State has done for me. And I think I owe it to Mississippi State and to the Loyal fans, to everybody who's been behind me through the thick and thin of my 4 years here, and I'm just excited, and like I said, I just can't wait for another year just to get better. Football doesn't last forever, and when you're one play away from never playing again, that's the reality of the game, and just to make sure that no matter what happens, hopefully I'll play football as long as I can, as long as I'm healthy, but if not, I have something I can fall on and be happy about what I'm doing and not necessarily just a job that I ended up having to do because of mistakes or something like that. So to make sure I just have everything set up, and I have goals of after playing football, what I want to do, and a career that academics is going to help me with. My biggest goal actually was to make sure I graduated, and whatever happens in football will happen, but make sure I get that education. That's one thing my mom wanted me to do, and when I walked across that stage, it was one of the most accomplished moments of my life. Scoring touchdowns, winning games didn't amount any bit to shaking the president's hand, and that was a special day for me, and I'm glad I was able to get that education, and now I'm working on getting a master's.